Okay, 30 seconds to go. Day 2, 29er Midwinters West. We're watching sail number 1087. The wind with 25 degrees left, 6 minutes before the start, and it has stayed there. So we are in deep trouble. We are off the line by 5 to 10 boat lengths right now. So I'm not sure what happened here. Okay, so total misjudgment of the line. Didn't know where the line was at all. So still not to the line. It's been a full 20 seconds. Still not to the line. Okay, 30 seconds, still not to the line. Still not to the line. Okay, just getting to the starting line now. So remember, read the fleet. Everybody ahead of you should have been going full speed, 30 or 40 seconds to go. The fleet was all miles ahead. Okay, now we're gonna finally get clear air now. So that was almost a full minute after the start. We finally got a clear lane. Hard to see here, but this is the best crew out here, I think. And probably the best skipper. But watch, you might want to see him moving forward and aft. As soon as the boat's getting flat, you'll see him bounce forward. As soon as you see he gets a puff, he's bouncing back and sticking himself out. Really hard to see. So it's that boat, not the boat right in the front of the picture, the guy in front of them. So as soon as the boat starts flattening out, you'll see him bounce forward. As soon as he bounce forward, and then you can see he's anticipating. The mast is just staying the same exact angle, 2-3 degrees of heel to leeward. Barely heel to leeward. Let's see, I can't tell. It's hard. I'm driving and doing this. I can't tell if he's playing the main, but it looks like the leech is just quickly changing small amounts. As soon as he gets a puff, it's just the tiniest ease immediately. And then back in is... If you feel like you gotta lean forward, main in. If you feel like you gotta push yourself out, main goes out a tiny bit. Okay, leech at the jib, not bad, but still think a little lost power at the top of the jib. Flat water like this, the leech should be lined up with the spreader at least. Main trim looks good. Just barely easing. I would have the vang snugged a tiny bit more so the boom doesn't go up. I would have the outhaul a little bit looser. It's a little flat on the bottom. And then just sailing to the breeze. The skipper's looking at the wind because the crew's back is to the wind. Skipper's looking at the wind and trying to guess when it's going to be light, when it's going to be windy, and sometimes adjusting the mode there. If we see a puff to windward, we'll try to stay on the wind. If we see puffs ahead, we'll just try to lay the telltale straight back. If we think we're going to get lifted, we're trying to be in high mode. If we think we're getting headed, right on the wind, or a 1 degree low mode. Okay. One of the worst starts I've seen, I'm sorry. But there you are, right there on starboard, right in the center of my screen. You guys actually, being 250 pounds and only 6, 7, 8 knots max, you guys sailed absolutely fast. When we get head out of the boat style sailing going, where we're watching the wind on the water next to us and farther away, and boats angles and stuff, but you guys have passed. I mean, you're definitely in like top 15, 16 after that start. You guys just are sailing outstanding. I mean, you are going high right now and fast. That was a really good upwind. Here come the leaders right around here, and I'm inside the course. I should not be right here. Outstanding, guys. 15th, maybe 14th. First race on Saturday. I think the heel you had just the tiniest bit of heel upwind, and I think it was fine. It was kind of the way Quinn Wilson was sailing on 747. It's that tiny bit of leeward heel to keep from going over flat. Outstanding. Race 1 on Saturday, second day. These are the leaders still ahead. Incorrect. These are the leaders. Reach of the jib lined up with the spreader. Maybe a tiny bit out, but about there. Okay, good job. These guys are a good team. They've been sailing a lot together. Downwind, we are reaching a lot, and that's just normal 29er learning. Darn, jibed way too early here. Main all the way out now that you're going down, dead downwind with no kite. Okay, but good job. You're still beating 13, 14 boats right now. This is good, and you're with good company. I mean, there's some good sailors around. Okay, not a bad rounding. Once you got the kite, you jibed a little bit early. Jib's a little further out maybe than the other guys, but not much. Good job, guys. I think our traveler setting is just perfect for this wind. If we start using more vang later, when the breeze builds, we might need to tighten the traveler a little, but you are almost like perfectly two-blocked without completely closing the leech. I mean, you're almost at your max trim right there on leech tension, and you're two-block. So that, I eased your traveler a little this morning. Your jib looks outstanding. So you guys are going plenty fast. You're still 3 degrees heeled, where if we could just go 1 degree of leeward heel, we'd be golden. But we're just that fraction. If the wind builds, we go to almost heeling to windward. We sail 0%, but it's still so unstable. The holes are big, so we're just barely heeled to leeward in this stuff. 2 more knots and we go 1 degree lower on steering, and we go 0 degrees of heel. This is ideal. Looking at these guys to windward of you, we're still not heads out of the boat sailor, but the guys up there starting to attack, they're bowed down to us. They're lower than we are. So we had a long port tack because the mark was a little bit too far to the right. Oh, there you go. You're starting to show the header. So I would just keep going until I see a little pressure ahead, and I would tack just in front of some pressure and dig back towards the mark. The mark is right there, so port tack's much closer to the mark now. But definitely the mark was too far to the right, so we did outstanding. First race on Saturday. This is new leaders over here. 2449 came around the last windward mark ahead, and 2383, the Janoff boys, have just, you know, a really streaky race. The Janoff boys have just sailed lower and faster, and they're in first. Canadians right behind them, they're probably in second. So 2449 had a good 20-second lead, and now that's down to, they're in second or third place. 747 has dropped all the way to 6th, so that was a gnarly race. This race was a head out of the boat race. It was not stable. The wind should stabilize as we get about 1 o'clock here. So you can see almost everybody's got a little bit of heel to leeward. The best guy in the fleet there, 747, the best crew, best sailor in the fleet. He sails the boat heeled over. He knows more about these boats than anybody. So little heel to leeward helps to prevent lee helm. You get a ton of lee helm in these boats. So in these conditions, very cautious about going all the way flat all the time. Again, he's moving forward and back a lot. Here they go for a jibe. He's in front of the mast jibe. Nice slow turn into it and then heat it up. Bam. Okay, you guys are probably about 17th right now, so that upwind leg didn't work because the wind went further left on the left side of the course. So you guys ended up, even though you looked lifted on port, not much you could do about it. You felt like you were lifted on port upwind, but the guys to the left even had more lift. So you did lose 3 boats, I think, on the upwind, but you're still beating some good teams. That looks good. I think we're gonna try the main a tiny bit tighter downwind. Make sure the vang's loose downwind, a little looser than that downwind. But I don't think downwind's bad. I think we're just haven't figured out how to gain distance down. We're still reaching a lot high and haven't figured out how to keep the boat moving at a little lower angle, but I think it's okay. Not over trimmed on the kite, that's for sure. Okay, second race on Saturday, 29er Midwinters West. Here we are in the middle. Doing much better job this start of being up in the ranks, up in the deal. Now you're below Morgan, so you should now go close haul. Straight go. Stay upwind, upwind, upwind. Still off the line, but not too bad. You should tack right away. You should tack right away. Okay, so we definitely have to work on getting into close haul mode much smoother. So Penn was favored, all the good teams down there, but definitely better start this time. Hopefully we can make improvements downwind with not sailing too much distance. Okay, race 2 on Saturday, day 2. The wind is built 2 or 3 knots, so we need to go more flatter now in the boat. The boat's more stable. It's not heeling to windward in the light spots anymore, so we got to sail flatter upwind. We've got to gain speed in the puffs, and we need to gain height in the light spots. We're doing the opposite of that. Light spots, we're bearing off. Puffs, we're heading up. That's backwards. That's an FJ. That's not a 29er. Puffs, we accelerate. Don't steer very much, and then in light spots we gain height because there's less drag in the light spots. Looks good here though, nice work. Beating about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boats. So we're doing about the same, and that's not bad. Second 29er. This is the first place team, pretty big team, not huge. Bang is on. See how low the boom is? Flat. Second place team in this race. They're flat. Start getting a little more flat because it's more stable now. The wind's not as puffy. We'll compare that to you guys.